Hey everyone, Retire on Dividends here, back to make another weekly update to my options trading journey. So what you see on the screen, for those of you that are new, these are pretty much the ETFs that I trade options on or want to trade options on. The ones in blue, I'm always actively trading on. The ones in gray, I plan to trade on once I have the appropriate capital. And by the appropriate capital, I mean basically 10 times the amount of options contracts. So, each options contract is 100 shares. So if you take 100 shares of any one of these and then multiply that by 10, you get the bankroll that is needed. So obviously, TSLL is the cheapest and the most affordable, which is why I play that one dangerously, we'll say. And then, anything in BitX, SOXL, TNA, those are a little more expensive, although I do trade them a little more carefully. And then TQQQ and UPRO, I would love to trade, but I don't because you see how expensive they are, right? My account balance is not even, that much. So that's why I stick with the blue until maybe when my account hits 100K, I could start playing with, the items in gray. But yeah, and here's their 30-day IV. Obviously, the higher the IV, typically the higher the premium you'll get, which is what we want, right? We want the income from the premium. Okay, so let's get to let's see what happened this week. So first, again, when I have the line cut off, that's kind of the cutoff for the week. So I had, 3 puts. Let me try to zoom in here. 3 puts on TSLL. I had a 10, a 950, and a 9. They all expired yesterday, being Friday, October 18th. And TSLL, if I scroll down here, TSLL closed at $9.62. So $9.62 is below the 10, but it's not below the 950 or the 9. So what does that mean? Since it's below the 10, I got assigned 100 shares of TSLL at $10. So I had the $1,000 that I put up for collateral, 10 times 100 shares. That's gone, right? That went to the buyer. So I bought their shares essentially at $10 a piece. The other 2, since it expired above, it closed above the strike prices, those 2 expired worthless. And money fronted, I'll show you right here. I got that money back. I got $950 back and then $900 back into my account. So I can use that money for next week. All right, so trades from this week, let's take a look at that. So TSLL, on the 15th, I sold a put for $9 across earnings, right? Across earnings. And I got 53 in premium. That 53 in premium yielded me 14% on an annualized basis. And then I sold another put above up to 950. Because again, keep in mind my cost basis. I currently owned 600 shares at $11.75. So any strike below $11.75 will lower my cost basis. So just keep that in mind as well. So I sold another put on TSLL 950. That one I got $71, which is pretty good. That one yielded over 300% because, at the time, look at the price of the stock. It was $9.65. So it was only technically 1.55% out of the money. And then SOXL decided to tank one day. Boom, I forget what day that was, maybe Tuesday or something. But then I wasn't able to sell a put. But the next day I saw a little red. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Because I wasn't going to trade any other ETFs until Tesla earnings was over because I wanted to keep that capital. So I said, screw it. I sold a put for 33. Guess what happened? The next day, boom, it flew back up. So guess what? I closed it out the following day. So it ended up being a one-day contract. So I put up the 3,300 and I got it back in one day. In the end, I netted, because again, I got 157 credit. I paid 67 cents to close it. One day later, I kept 57% of that premium, which in total was $90 net. So if you think about that annualized, which I know it's ridiculous, but look at how much that annualized. For putting up $3,300 for one day, I got $90. That's a 995% annualized yield. Ridiculous? Yes. But that's what happens, right? That's the beauty of actually paying attention to options. So you can see under action, I have a buy to close. So that position is actually closed. Now, I did sell another brash. This one's the brash put because I went in the money. TSLL was at 958. I sold a put at $10. I said, screw it. $10 is below my cost basis. And I'm going to go in the money and collect $96. So for my troubles, for that risk, that sucker yielded 438% on an annualized basis. Now, last but not least, I sold little bitty safe put, $850, 11% out of the money. I collected $23. I know, not a lot of money, but still, income is income, so that's adding to the total. But that actually yielded over 100%, 141%. So you gotta love it. Last but not least, SOXL was kind of red. I think it was yesterday, actually. So I said, you know what? Let me add SOXL back in. But let me not do a 33. Screw it. I'm going to be a little brasher. I'm going to sell a put at 34. At the time, it was 35.13. So 34 is 3.22% out of the money. I got $1.15 per share for that, which totals $115 in income. And that yielded 176%. So again, pretty overall, a really, a great week. What can I say? A great week. TSLL heavy, of course. I don't care though. All right, so scrolling to the bottom, let's look at the premium for the month. For the month of October, we are looking at, we have $1,187 in income. Are we on target to beat September? It's possible. Yes, it's very possible. If TSLL goes up after earnings, I will guarantee I will beat that number. If TSLL tanks, I could be in trouble for a while. I could be selling more puts, and I'll have a lot of shares just sitting there, right? But that's okay. It happens. But yeah, and down below here, just so you guys know, I did add how much I'll have to pay in income taxes for federal and state. So I have to keep that in mind. Make sure that money is in my bank account come tax time. All right. So that's the update on this tab. Let's go to the wheel tab. All right, so if we go up here, again, I did have previously, as of last week's video, 600 shares at $11.75. So adding, as of yesterday, 100 shares at $10. Again, that gets added to the party, the call party, we'll say. My average goes from $11.75 to $11.50. You know why that's freaking awesome? Because $11.50 is, that's an option. That's a contract, right? There is no $11.75. It goes from 12, which I was stuck. I had to sell calls at 12, but there was nothing there for me. But now at least I could do $11.50. So since my average cost basis is $11.50, I can sell calls at $11.50 or above versus 12 or above. It doesn't mean I can, because look at the price of TSLL. It's at $9.62. It's still pretty low, but I will continue to try to lower my cost basis. So here is the current put party as I try to lower my cost basis for next week. I have an 850, a 9, a 950, and a 10, all right? So Tesla has earnings next week. So obviously, if it tanks, I could get assigned all 4 of those, and my cost basis will go even lower. However, it depends how far TSLL goes down. If it goes down really hard, then I'll have to sell puts super low, try to lower my cost basis even more, until Tesla decides to recover. But if Tesla has really good earnings and it flips green, these are all going to expire worthless, and then I'll have 700 shares to play around with and sell calls on. So either way, I'm ready for either scenario. If I had a preference, like I said, I would prefer it go green after earnings, but if not, I'm ready to deal with it. Okay, TNA, I got nothing going on. Bitex, I got nothing going on. As you know, SOXL, I do have the one put, $34 strike price for expiration of Friday the 25th. So we'll see how that plays out. If I get assigned, man, SOXL, they have really good premium. It's just all these 4 funds I trade, man. It's just they pay well. All right, so now for the weekly income, let's take a look. Again, last week I had a record, which was $579. This week, not too bad, $448. The capital I had to put up to earn that was $10,400. That yielded me for the week 4.31%. So my yield beat last week's. However, the total income did not. If I annualize that, again, this is weekly income. If I annualize that, that would produce $23,296 in income. Not a livable wage, of course, but again, we're working there. We're working towards it, right? Because in the beginning and back in February when we traded, we were earning $1,820 a year based on our $35 a week income. But we have since gotten more capital involved. We gotten braver, and now we're earning more money on a weekly basis. And this will continue to grow because I'm using more and more of the money in my account for options rather than investing in the high yield dividend funds. Because I can yield more myself than what they can pay me. That's why. All right, so last but not least, the hypothetical tab, the wild tab. Just, showing you how much do I need to retire on options. My number is like 200 really, but I put 225 to be safe. So how much do I need to do that, right? Obviously, based on the rate of return, 263%, I have the low to high capital right there. But then I juiced that up 150%. So I'm trying to use the numbers in blue to stay a little more accurate, a little safer. But the absolute, like 256,000, if I had 256,000, that's the high number, I could do it. If I had 170, I think I could make that money. I honestly do. I don't know. We'll see when time tells. Right now I have my account actually just hit 60K. So that's a new milestone. Actually, I think I probably closed below 60K. So I can't, I was going to share it, when I had a chance, but obviously if it went, I don't know, I have to check. If it went down below 60K, obviously I won't share it. But that is a milestone, right? It's another, but 40K away from 100. It's taking a long time because I'm not putting new money in. I'm just earning money on the current money because I can't put new money in since all of my active income is getting put towards bills. So anyway, this is the hypothetical. I know it's kind of wild and all over the place, but most amount of money I think I would need to earn $225,000 a year is $256,000 to play it safe. What do you guys think? How much? Put in the comments down below. If you wanted to earn $225,000 a year in options premium income, how much money would you need to do that? Let me know. Is 256,000 the number? Could you do it with the 170 in green? I don't know. Again, I gotta make this tab a little more prettier in due time, but I always play around with it and mess with it. But either way, so that's the update on my options journey. Again, I'll update you guys once a week, every Saturday, typically every Saturday, and we'll see how things go. Obviously, we are progressing. We are getting braver. We're putting more and more money out there, and we're doing well. But again, we could, be in a little danger, right? I have 700 shares of tsll. If earnings goes bad, I could possibly use more than the 10 contracts, right? In reality, I have 700 shares. That's 7 contracts technically, and I got 4 here. So I'm using 11 if you want to get technical here. So, but I don't care. If I have to go up to 20 contracts, so be it, which means, that's 2,000 shares. I'm almost at 1,000 shares. I would love to hit 1,000 shares. And then I want, Tesla to turn green at that point. Because the last little bull run that Tesla had, I owned like 300 shares. They were gone in a week. I was like, damn it. So I'm trying to play the call side a little differently. I'm trying to prep for the slight bull run because, again, Tesla flips down, up, all around. It has its time, right? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see, guys. So that's the update. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them down below. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we will try again next week. Also, for those of you that have been asking, can you share this template? I have shared it. It's in the Discord. It's under the spreadsheets channel. If you want to join the Discord, the link should be on my main YouTube page, but if I remember, I will try to remember. I will link it to the top of the comments. So there's also an options trading channel. It's very active all the time, especially during when the market's open, but we plan attacks, for the weekend, we plan for the, upcoming week. And there's a lot of knowledgeable people that are very willing to help out. So go check that out. And yes, of course, the Discord is free. And no, I will not direct message you. So if you get a direct message from Retire on Dividends, it's not me. It's probably retire.on-dividends, or it's probably _retire on dividends, or retire no dividends. I've seen that one. So yeah, please ignore them. Block, report, delete. All right, that's all I got for today, guys. I just want to say thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you on the next week's update. Later.